Hello and welcome to the topic. Today I want to talk about Wernher von Braun. Now, Wernher von Braun was very well known as a NASA director, and I believe he was the person behind the station when they had the Apollo 11 launch. So he was the guy behind the show. Now, Wernher von Braun, before he was involved with NASA, he was on Disney. He had his own show on Disney, and before he was on Disney, he was an SS officer in Hitler's Third Reich, and he built the V-2 rocket. And the V-2 rocket it was a large rocket that would be, launched towards England, in London most likely, and it would pretty much indiscriminately just, fall down and blow up whatever was there. So people who were living in London during World War II, their day could have been wrecked real quick when this rocket just came out of nowhere and just blew up their whole block. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people don't understand that NASA basically was started by all the Nazis who were, captured and brought to America under what was called Operation Paperclip. Now, here's a quick view of Dr. Wernher von Braun on Disney. He's being introduced here. So let me show this to you.
To help show you what is being done to solve these problems, we have called upon one of the foremost exponents of space travel, Dr. Wernher von Braun, who is at present the chief of the Guided Missile Division of the Army's Rocket Center at Redstone Arsenal. He was also overall director of the development of the original V-2 rocket.
Okay, you heard what he said. He was the developer of the original V-2 rocket. Now, here he's praised in Germany after he came to America and became very famous among the American scientists and the public. They went out there to watch the launches, but people didn't even know who he was, but they knew who he was in Germany.
Germany is also proud of him. Der Spiegel magazine runs with the headline, Germans in the front line. German television also pays tribute. The name Wernher von Braun is on everyone's lips. An American satellite is orbiting the Earth, the commentator says. A triumph for the US Army research team headed by former German rocket expert Wernher von Braun.
Wernher von Braun. Ich habe im Jahr 1930 begonnen.
I started working for rocketry in space in 1930, and I have looked forward to this day for 28 years.
Okay, you got a good look at that, right? So another video I made, if you were looking, was called Nathan Bedford Forrest versus Albert Pike. And in the video I explained how there are some politicians in Tennessee that want to get rid of the name of the park that's named after Bedford, Nathan Bedford. And it goes to show you that people really are either they're hypocrites or they're totally uninformed, because this woman described Nathan Bedford Forrest as a Nazi. She said that this man is just like a Nazi. Okay, well that's well and fine, but you like NASA, right? NASA is all Nazis, and guess who paid for it? You and I paid for all the money to finance NASA. So these people who we hate the Germans, right? Aren't you supposed to hate Germans and Nazis and all that other good stuff because you're American, right? Well, guess what? It's not the case, is it? So, you go to Disneyland, give them some more of your money. By the way, Disneyland is a giant mind control operation. I know I made a little cute video about being mind control. Just giving a very small example. I try to keep it very shallow. But trust me, I can get very deep. Just ask me some questions. Let me get some feedback. But what do you think about this? How do you feel about your own government, who's supposed to be American and, anti-racist and anti-Nazi, but at the same time, let the Nazis in? There were about 3,000 of these people. It's called Project Paperclip. And they brought them into America. They give them government jobs paid by your expense. And now you got veterans who can't even get proper, benefits and funding anymore. So this garbage has been going on. It's been going on a long time. Okay? And things are not what they seem. I just want you to think a little bit, because there are some people who think that you don't use your brain, you're nothing but a steak. Right? By choice and consent. Don't be a steak. Use your brains. Okay? At least pretend to care. That's what it would impress me greatly if people would actually begin to get into conversation instead of tuning things out. Because by tuning out, oh, they got you, buddy. They're coming to get you. Oh, yeah. You know, it's funny because it was Timothy Leary, the Harvard professor, who introduced the hippies to LSD. He said, what was it? Tune in, turn off, and drop out. And then Charlie Manson, you know, if you listen to Charles Manson, I know he's a radical type of person, and you wouldn't think, you know, you'd want to listen to him, but the guy knows what he's talking about. You can get information anywhere you go. And he talked about Timothy Leary. He knew what it meant to tune in, turn off, and drop out. That's where Charlie was at. Okay? He wanted you to end up like that. So there's a lot of people here who are steering the public, and they're like this a bunch of Pied Pipers, and they're bringing you to the point of no return. All right? Ask Henry Louis Gates about the door of no return, because you might be going through that yourself. All right? So thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care.